Hey guys, so in today's video I'm gonna take y'all along with me. I'm gonna be kind of repairing, doing some maintenance to this enclosed trailer. This is what we use for our firewood delivery. So we deliver with an enclosed trailer with the rack system. I'm not sure if you've seen the previous delivery or videos that we've done, just kind of briefly showing that, but anyways, we deliver out of an enclosed trailer, and we got this thing. It's gone through one season. I don't exactly know how old it is. It's a little over a year old, and we have not been happy with how it's held up, that's for sure. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of stuff. And you know, there's sheet metal like this around the corners of, around all sides of the trailer. I mean, it's just stuff that we shouldn't be having to do this early on. We don't feel like to a trailer like this, an enclosed trailer. This was a fairly expensive trailer. Now don't get me wrong, we could have, we know that you can get a better quality trailer based on the Sure Track that we got for our landscape business, but we thought for what we're doing, this trailer would hold up well and be fine for us. But here's another thing that you can see. I mean, right here, the trim piece has come completely, it's not off, it's back behind there, it's attached right here, and then this has buckled up. It's like this trailer has so much flex in it that stuff like this happens, and the fender is just about to come completely off the trailer, right in here. So we are not too happy with how it's holding up, that's for sure, and I'm afraid if we don't do some maintenance to it and some repair work to it, we're gonna, we'll regret it here pretty soon. I mean, it's gonna just completely fall apart. So, and I mean, luckily, we're not scared to do it. I'll get it in the shop here today. It is brutally hot outside today. This whole week, it's I think heat indexes of 100 plus. I know that. So it's brutal outside. It's not that great in the shop. It's not too cool in there, but a lot better than being out here in the sun and at least being on that good concrete surface. I can crawl up under this thing, see what's going on. I really don't know why. I'll show you all the interior of it as well once I get it pulled in the shop. I mean, just things like the wall is just honestly almost about to come off over here on this side. And this is a USA Cargo Trailers trailer. Bought it factory direct from them. They're a couple hours south of us. We drove down to pick it up. We're right here in North Georgia. I can't remember exactly how long the drive was, maybe a 3-hour, 4-hour drive, something like that. We went down there to pick it up from them, and we're happy with the look of it. We like the way it looks, like the way that it tows, pulls. I mean, it's got, we got a lot of upgrades on this trailer. We got the 7K axles on it, torsion axles, and that portion of it's held up well. It just seems like I don't doubt that they probably don't upgrade a single thing other than the axle. When you get an upgraded axle, probably the rest of the trailer is still a trailer that they would throw 3,500 pound axles under. And in my opinion, that's, that kind of stinks. But I mean, I don't know. I think that typically this trailer comes with 5,200 pound axles, and we upgraded with the 7,000s. We just want something that's a little bit overbuilt, really. Not that we put that much weight in it. We just like to, for one, we like to put 14 ply tires on it. These are still, well, this front one's still an original tire. That rear one's a replaced tire, and we always go with 14 or 16. I think that's actually 16 ply. And those things last just so much longer. Just a much better quality tire. We did opt for the extended tongue on this trailer, and we always go with the Demco coupler. We swapped that out as soon as it got back to the shop, and we went ahead and upgraded. We did this ourselves, and one of our guys has jackknifed into this with our square body dump bed, but luckily it didn't do any damage other than just a little bit of cosmetic damage there. So that's honestly really hard to do. We put this thing set back as far as we could to try to avoid that. We mounted this little cone holder on here. We mounted this battery box on here, and all that's for is just the jack, so the battery box, and then we've got the little solar panel that we mounted right there. Spare tire typically goes there, but right now spare tire's on the trailer. We need to run and get a new one mounted on there. So, but I'm gonna try to get all this stuff fixed up and bring you guys along with me, and you know, if I find any reasoning for any of it, I'll definitely inform you guys, and hopefully I can have it looking a little bit better. My plan is to just, you know, there's a lot of, you can see where there's studs on every single one of these. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unscrew that bottom trim piece, peel it back a little ways, and then screw this down. Otherwise it's just gonna completely fall apart, you know what I mean? And the diamond plate bottom is actually an upgrade, you know, so it's like, if I had to advise anyone on what to get when getting a enclosed trailer, you know, I know it looks better to have this semi-screwless side and all that kind of stuff, but and the trim down at the bottom, but I would just get a fully screwed, as many screws as you can get in it, you know, so the thing holds together. You know, a well-built trailer is better than a good-looking trailer from day one, you know, because obviously it didn't hold up for us. So got a good bit to do over here. And I would also, if you don't need this side door, which we don't for this application, we thought we did. This was kind of a new delivery method for us. So we thought we would utilize that side door, but in the long run, we don't really need it. There's no need for it. And this trailer would have been holding up better than it is had this door not been here. As far as inside there, I'll show you what I'm talking about once I get it in the shop and open it up. But anyways, y'all come along. We'll see if we can get this thing fixed up, and hopefully it holds up for us a little while longer. Got it in the shop now. We'll get looking at this thing here in a minute. It took me a minute to get it in here. I didn't want to hit anything coming in, so I'm here by myself. Didn't have anyone to guide me in, so but we'll see. I'm gonna get this trim torn off first, and then try to get this stuff reattached. I'll go ahead and open it up though and show you guys the inside. I'm bringing a light in there with me so y'all can see good. It is like an oven inside this trailer. I should have brought this thing in this morning to avoid this, but didn't have a chance, so here we are. It's a little after lunchtime now, about 1 o'clock, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring a flashlight in there, show you guys what we're working with inside here. I mean, certain things you expect, but you just don't expect the wall to be, you know, completely separating from the trailer. And I have, you can't see it very good because I have kind of mended this together with a piece of angle iron. There would literally be an air gap here, about a 1/2 inch air gap, and it's because of this door. It's like the frame is not attached well, and I'm curious if anybody else has had any issues with these trailers. You know, I mean, if you were to be carrying lawnmowers in here or something like that on a regular basis, it'd be doing the same thing. I don't think it's us being abusive or anything like that. It's just the trailer is just not very well built, so, you know, not too happy about it. I think what I'm going to do here is run through bolts, because these just keep stripping out and coming out, and I need to run through bolts down through the ground too, and then that piece will stay there. I think I do have a few bolts in. These are just some carriage bolts right here going through the floor. And there's a support. I think it's maybe every 12 inches or so on the floor. So I mean, we did get like extra. You can see a support is right there as well as right there. So I mean, you just see based on the screws, I think it's every 12 inches. So I think that's an upgrade that we did go with. But I mean, this side over here, because it doesn't have the door, seems like it's held up well. And you know, the flooring itself has got a few holes in it. I think we're going to double up the flooring. I'm not going to do that in today's video or today by any means. I'm just trying to get this thing to where it's not going to fall apart going down the road, and you know, not literally not lose the fender, or you know, these trim pieces just start flapping in the wind, and you know, it completely fall off. So that's what I'm trying to avoid, just get a few things fixed up and in a little better condition. So first thing I'm going to do is, like I said, is take that trim piece loose, and then screw down this piece of trim coming down each stud there on the wall. So, and then put the trim piece back on, and hopefully then that'll hold together, and then I'll start working on that fender and get it back together and, you know, attached better. So we'll get going. One thing I want to show you guys, I ended up ordering some screws just on Amazon, and I wanted something that's black just to match, and I didn't want to have to paint anything and the paint just come off. So I got these screws. I mean, they were pretty cheap. I think it was like 13 bucks for 100 of them, so that'll be nice. And they're a number 14, you know, hex drive, so should be a pretty good screw that'll bite in the stud a lot better than what they use from the factory. Just these little Torx head screws from the factory. I find a lot of times they end up coming out, so hopefully these will stay in and last for a while. I'm sure some of you guys have experienced this before, but I'm just now looking for a bit here to fit in these Torx screws, and tried a T20 and a T25, and neither one of those fit well. But I believe this is just a number 2 square drive. Yeah, number 2 square drive does real good, so that's what I'll be using. I think this has an extra point than a typical Torx bit. I don't know why they're using something specific just for these trailers, but anyways, number 2 square drive seems to be the bit to use. So all right, so I got that loose, and that instantly, you know, flattened out this belly we had here in the diamond plate, so that's nice. I think I am going to end up taking this fender off right now. Well, not the whole thing off, but I'm going to take the tires off, or at least this front one, and because that way you can access up underneath there. You can access up underneath here and get to the fasteners. Yeah, that one's completely off. There's one right there. You can see that. Let's see. There's the camera here, right in that area. There's one that's completely off, and then same with down here. I think it's also causing a little bit of a buckle in this right here, just being attached here. Well, maybe not. Okay, it's being attached down there is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna take this tire off so I can access that, and then we'll keep going. All right, so went ahead and took that tire off, took a little trim piece off that was right here to help smooth this out some. And you can see we've had a blowout on this side once, and that's what that tire's been rubbing right there. So I kind of knew this would happen, but what I'm going to end up having to do is take these out, or at least the ones that are stripped. Like this one's completely stripped. I tried to put it, this one here is completely stripped. I tried to put it back in, you know, the same hole, and you know, there's nothing, I don't have a larger screw or anything like that, but I mean, it's only going to hold temporarily anyway, so I'm going to just drill all the way through the wall and put a through bolt through on this fender right here. I'm probably going to have to do that on this one, you know, this one that completely has gone, and this one as well. I just don't want to lose these fenders. I mean, they're just flimsy fenders, but you know, and then I'm gonna end up getting some you know, black silicone, and you know, just cosmetic, just to make this thing, you know, it's only a year old, and I hate to, you know, as far as our delivery service goes, Firewood, we like to look, you know, have everything look professional when we show up, and you know, do a professional quality service at everyone's house when we're delivering their firewood. So we don't want to show up with a trailer that's missing fenders and you know, just about to fall apart. So that's why I'm doing this. And I mean, this is more than likely just band-aids for the time being, to be honest. This trailer is not going to be something that's going to last us very long, obviously. It's just, but we're going to make the best of it while we can. I don't want to reinvest right now and get something new, but we'll make the best of it, what we got. And you know, I think what I do today will help tremendously. So, and I'm going to go ahead and screw this off now, though, and then tackle that afterwards once I get this all screwed off. So the first thing I'm going to do is just mark my holes, make sure that I keep it consistent all the way. So I want it to cosmetically look pretty good, you know, and make sure to hit my stud as well. So I think this is going to help to do every 6 inches. See what I'm saying with a lot of these little torques, they'll just end up backing out. I don't know if you can see that on camera at all, but I mean, I'm going to go through and tighten up the ones that I find that are loose as well while I'm at it here. But that's what I'm saying. I think these new screws I'm putting in should hold in a whole lot better. So. Got this side pretty much how I need it. I think I was able to just move the fender slightly and bite it in a different spot in the stud instead of putting a screw all the way through it, and I think that's going to work out well, you know, for the time being. And if it ends up failing again, if the screws end up backing out, we'll address that when we need to. But I've also realized, I think the underside, I feel like they missed some welds or something putting this thing together. And I mean, I could weld it, but I don't think I need to weld it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some screws through. Each cross member is not even attached to the piece of angle iron that is attached to this sidewall here. So I mean, to be honest with you, it's hard to even tell how these sidewalls are attached to this trailer. It seems like there's got to be some welds missing or fasteners missing or something's not right. And you know, we should really probably bring it up to the manufacturer and see if we can. I mean, I'm not going to carry it down to them by any means, that's just too dang far, but I'm just saying we should address the manufacturer one way or another and try to get it figured out, because this trailer's just not old enough. You know, it's not been abused. It's not like we're doing anything that shouldn't be done to the trailer. And it just shouldn't be doing what it's doing. I think what I'm doing to it is probably going to prevent any further damage, but it's unfortunate that it's gotten to the state that it's in, honestly, in such a short amount of time that we've had the trailer. You know, cosmetically, this definitely doesn't look like a brand new trailer or a trailer that's, you know, only a year old. I think what I've done today has definitely helped, and I'll give you an overview of what it looks like, but you know, it still doesn't look like it ought to. But it's looking better. I mean, I'm gonna go and do some work on the other side, and like I say, I'm gonna put some screws in from the underside. I'll probably try to take you guys up under there and show you what I'm talking about. It may be hard to see and hard to visualize what I'm looking at, you know, through the camera. I know that's hard to portray sometimes, you know, without being able to see the whole picture. It can be a little bit tough, but I'll take you up under there and see if I can explain it to you and show you exactly what I mean. And you know, those of you that might be a little bit more knowledgeable on how these things are built could tell me if there's something wrong down there, or maybe the wall attaches. I just don't see how it could attach any other way than right down there. So yeah, once I get this put back together, I wanted to get a tire on this side so it's a little bit safer to crawl up under there. I mean, I've got jack stands too, but I don't need this tire off anymore, so I can throw one tire on right here, and you know, if that floor jack were to fail or for some reason, at least the tire will catch it and I'll be safe under there. So I'm looking at here, you see this is the exterior wall of the trailer right here where the light is, and this is the main frame of the trailer right here. And why there's even separation there is beyond me, but there's just this little piece of, like, I guess it's kind of like a, I think it's like a, it's not C-channel, it might be a Z pattern. Yeah, it's like a Z pattern, kind of like a Z purlin or something like that, you know, to build metal buildings with. That gives it just this little separation, and I don't see any fastener right there, where I'm guessing that's the internal wall framing is not attached to that, and you can see how there's a gap. See if you can see that. See how there's a gap there where the wood is, and that Z purlin or whatever this little bracket is, it's welded right here on the frame, and you can see that there's no attachment to that piece of angle iron or whatever that is that's, you know, hooked to the studs on the wall there, and it's not attached to this piece of angle that's right here that's attaching the, you know, the diamond plate exterior wall. So I'm going to at least run a screw in right here where that Z purlin attaches to that piece of angle iron on each one of these, you know, brackets. There's, you know, one there, one there. I mean, there's probably, what is there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 before it gets to the axles. And then there's like one in between the axles. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and attach that with the screw. I am not sure. It is very confusing to me, and just seems like it just needs some weld right there, and as well as up top, and it would be very difficult to do. I mean, not impossible, but definitely not easy. So, but I'm gonna run some screws in this, and maybe I'll show you the end result once I'm finished. All right, so I'm gonna take you guys under the trailer now and just show you what I did. So that's really stabilized at least the exterior wall here. So I mean, the exterior wall I used to, and I should have shown you guys this on video, but I used to be able to just shake it, just literally just shake the wall, and now you can tell it's at least attached to the trailer. So that should help, but I don't know why it wasn't like that from the manufacturer. So you can see I've just screwed off, and that one's got a little bit of a gap. It's, you know, of course, worked its way apart, I guess. But as you get closer to me, it gets tight right in here, and then it's tight the rest of the way. And then there's one in between the fenders, or in between the axles there, that I was also able to hit. So I feel like this is going to help a good bit. I don't know if there used to be one right here. It probably did, and it's just gone. But like you say, I just don't understand why it's not attached to that angle up top there. It's kind of strange, but I think that's going to help a good bit. And I'm going to go work on the other side now and take y'all along and see if we can get it looking a little bit better. It's got some of the same issues, and the door definitely is part of the problem over here. I mean, these doors are just, you know, they're not well built. We know that, you know. I mean, this trailer's not the heaviest trailer you can get by any means, in comparison to, you know, our other landscape trailer, like I said earlier in the video. But we're just hoping we can get it to hold together and not look like this. So, you know, this wall though over here, it seems like it is attached properly, because it does not have any play when I shake it like this. You know, before the other one, you could just flex it out. But I'm gonna go ahead and just screw it off the same way I did the other one. You know, on each stud going down, and that's gonna help take care of this issue at least. And then I'm gonna get up under there and see what I can do, see if I can attach this fender. You know, this fender's, I know it's lost a couple screws. We'll take these tires off and see what it's looking like under there. And yeah, we'll go from there. So. So I got that, you know, at least flattened out. But before I screw this diamond plate in, I think I'm gonna I'm gonna try to run some through bolts through this angle from the inside. That way I've got everything sandwiched good and tight before I put anything through that sheet metal out there. And I'm not sure if I got any bolts that are gonna work. You know, I want to do it on this side as well. So I mean, I just need, I mean, if I had 3 there and 3 on the other side, that would be plenty just to kind of help reinforce this wall here around the door. So I'm gonna look and see what I have. See, like this right here would work well. That's probably about the right length. Yeah, I'm gonna get these run through here and probably get this thing charging for a minute, and we'll catch up here once that's done and get back at it. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the progress I made. About to wrap it up for the day, and I just kind of left this thing on charge, and so this side is looking good. This is the side I had done, you know, earlier, and then I was getting started. I did a little bit in the inside, just kind of making sure everything's good to go in there as well. But we got this all screwed off, just kind of like the other side, all the way down, and we put a couple carriage bolts in through this angle, and a couple carriage bolts in right here through the angle, one there and one there, and that's really going to hold everything together. And then it's got bolts through into the, you know, into the framing underneath. So with the combination of that and then through the side, it's going to help keep all this together, because these little you know, self drillers, they just, you know, kind of vibrate loose so over time, so it didn't hold it together near as well as those bolts. And I'll probably end up cutting those bolts off eventually, and you can see over here how this looks. Same way over here. So that should help hold all this together. And went ahead and screwed it on underneath just the same way as I did on the other side that I showed you guys just a little bit ago. Screws up, you know, up vertical from the bottom side, and put this fender. This fender wasn't near as bad. I mean, it's pretty solid now, though. Everything's good. I took these tires off as well, and the wheels and tires off, and secured everything real good, and everything's real good and solid now. So yeah, I think it's gonna last a while longer. Still want to eventually we'll put another layer of decking in here, because this is kind of thinner plywood. Not sure how thick it is, but we've already, with the hand trucks and the way that the guys move them around, they've got one spot there that has a small hole, and so if we just go over this with probably some 3/4 inch plywood, it'll definitely be good to go for a while longer, I think. So I'm pretty proud, you know, excited about it. I think it's in much better condition now, and should last us a while longer, hopefully. So, but yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna head to the house, and appreciate you guys watching.